Hello everyone, welcome to my channel DigiLearning. I am Rajita and I am going to give you the B.Ed Notes of Semester 4. Semester 4 का Physical Education and Yoga ये हमारा लास्ट सब्जेक्ट बचा हुआ था जिसकी ऑलरेडी मैंने आपको यूनिट 1 एंड यूनिट 2 दे रखी है। अब हम आते हैं यूनिट 3 पे, दैट इज़ योगा एंड लाइफ गोल्स। आई एम रियली सॉरी गाइस, थोड़ा सा मैं लेट हो गई हूँ, मुझे थोड़ा काम था, मैं थोड़ी बिजी थी। योगा एंड लाइफ गोल्स देने में थोड़ी सी लेट हो गई हूँ, बट इट्स ओके। You can do it from this. Okay, first comes to the concepts and need of yoga. कंसेप्ट एंड नीड एंड योगा में बताया गया है कि योगा का मतलब क्या होता है, योगा कहाँ से डिराइव हुआ है, उसके क्या मतलब होते हैं। योगा मीन्स द क्लासिकल योगा सिस्टम जिसमें 8 फोल्ड से होते, दैट इज़ द योगा सूत्रास जो हम लोग बोलते हैं। उसमें 8 फोल्ड, देन डिसिप्लिन, पॉस्चर्स, किस तरह से कंट्रोलिंग और हार्मोनाइजिंग द ब्रेथ, उसको क्या बोलते हैं, कंट्रोल ऑफ सेंसेस, कंसंट्रेशन, मेडिटेशन, ये सारे चीज़ के बारे में बताया गया है इन दिस कॉन्सेप्ट एंड योगा। ओके, see, the term yoga is derived from the Sanskrit verb that is YUG, meaning to join or to yoke or to unite or to integrate, which means total integration of the physical, mental, intellectual and spiritual aspects of human personality. Yoga means the classical yoga system as set forth by Patanjali in the Yoga Sutras. Patanjali taught an 8-fold, that is asagas, system of the yoga emphasizing an integral spiritual development including ethical disciplines, that is yama and niyama, postures, that is asana, controlling and harmonizing the breath, that is pranayam, control of the senses, that is pratyahara, concentration dharana, meditation dhyana, and absorption, that is samadhi. This constitutes a complete and integral system of spiritual training. However, classical yoga was part of the Vedic tradition. Patanjali was only a compiler of the teaching at a later period. Yoga is the unification of the individual psyche, that is Jivatma, with the transcendental, that is Paramatma. Yoga Yajnavalaka. Jesus Christ says the physical body, the stula sharir, is the living temple of the God. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God, says Christ. Patanjali defines yoga as a complete suppression of all mental moods or process. Vyasa defines yoga as absorptive concentration. It is a universal attribute of the mind. All persons can attain yoga by repeated practice and detachment. Swami Satyananda Saraswati, in his book Asana Pranayama Mudra Bandha, comments that yoga is not an ancient myth buried in oblivion. It is the most valuable inheritance of the present. It is the essential need of today and the culture of tomorrow. Asangas concluded that practicing yoga helps in improving the general health of volunteers, the psycho condition is reinforced and the mental capabilities are increased, the concentration and memory are developed, self-confidence, self-discipline and working capabilities are increased. The capability for removing the psychophysical fatigue is increased. The number of injuries is decreased as a result of increase of the self-consciousness, self-control of the body and brain. The number of absences due to the illness is decreased. The efficiency and the productivity increases, leading to profit. Nedugore V. Haridas, in his article, written that psychological and philosophical aspects of yoga, states that yoga science is a well-proven treasure and it is up to us to tap the yoga power and relax and rejuvenate our mind, increase our physical strength, expand our spiritual awareness, improves our concentration, help our body to use oxygen and nutrients more effectively, and to prevent illness and retard old age. Hamaltha Murthy, in his article written that management of respiratory diseases by yoga, states that yoga gives us solace, confidence, redeems all our miseries, obsession and conflicts. It is suitable to all and all times. Right knowledge of yoga burns out the likes and dislikes, ego and ignorance, and there it is establishment of pure bliss, which is natural state of a being. Manchanda conducted a research study of reversal of coronary heart disease through Prakasha meditation with reference to coronary arteriosclerosis, reversal potential of yoga lifestyle, intervention among 42 male patients. The result of the study reveals that in yoga group 3, that is 5% lessons showed progression, 75% lessons shows no change, while 20% lessons slowed regression. In the control group 22, that is 37% lessons show progression, 61% showed no change, and only 2% showed regression. Yoga lifestyle intervention is beneficial in improving the symptoms and exercise capacity, lowering weight and serum lipid levels. It also retards the progression of coronary arteriosclerosis in patients with severe coronary artery diseases and reduces revascularization procedures. इवन वी ऑल नो, आप अगर डे टू डे लाइफ में भी देखें तो आजकल कुछ भी कोई भी डिजीज होने सबसे पहले योगा के लिए बताया जाता है, आप ये आसन कीजिए, ये आसन कीजिए, इससे आपको बेनिफिट मिलेगा, काफ़ी रिलीफ मिलेगा. सो योगा इज मस्ट. Now come to the objectives of yoga. Yoga has existed from Vedic period and its importance of is described in several scriptures. Yoga is an essential means to achieve happiness. In Kathapanist, it is advised to treat the self as a person seated in the body as a chariot. Then treat the intellect as a driver. It is advised to treat the self as a person seated in the body as a chariot. Then treat the intellect as the driver, the mind as the reins, and the senses as the horses. The one who has control of mind directed by intellect, thereby controlling the senses, leads the person to the spiritual goal. Otherwise, a person's life will be as of a chariot driven by uncontrolled horses. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna emphasizes that the goal of everyone should be to achieve yoga, or state the equanimity. He beautifully describes the blissful state of yoga. Maharishi Patanjali has made great contribution in removing in 3 domains, namely through Ayurveda and body for good health, through commentary on Panini's grammar for good speech, and through yoga for achieving pure mind. Saranga Sadguru, the founder of Ashtanga Yoga Vijnana Mandira, Mysore, viewed the chief aim of yoga is to experience the inner of spiritual world, having realized the truth through knowledge of process of manifestation of self, senses, and body, and based on one's own full spiritual development by turning the outward-looking self inwards through the path of Shrishmana. Yoga deals with providing answers for the basic question of life, the important tools of a human being, namely mind, breath, speech, and body, are used in the process of yoga to achieve the highest goal of human life, namely God realization, resulting in pure bliss. The ultimate aim of yoga is to make it possible for everyone to be able to fuse together the gross material, physical, mental, intellectual, and spiritual levels with every being. Now comes to Ashtanga Yoga. Yoga has its roots about 5000 years BC as described in Vedic philosophy and tantras. Patanjali, great sage, composed this path in his book Patanjali Yoga Sutra. The Yoga Sutra serves as the basic text for an in-depth study of this great science. Patanjali called its Ashtanga Yoga, that is science having 8 limbs, that is Yama, moral code, Niyama, personal disciplines, Asana, postures, Pranayam, breathing, Pratyahara, withdrawal of senses, Dharana, concentration of an object, Dhyan, meditation, and Samadhi, that is salvation. For the sake of convenience and treatment and understanding, these 8 limbs of yoga are divided into the following 3 heads. Ashtanga Yoga, Adhikara Yoga, Bahiranga, and Antaranga. Adhikara Yoga, Yamas and Niyamas. Bahiranga Yoga, Asana, Pranayama, and Pratyahara. And Antaranga Yoga is Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. Now first comes to Yama. Yama means way of life or discipline. The first step of yoga is Yama. It says about perfecting the mind of body, following certain values rigorously. The following are the constants of yoga. Yama: Ahima, Satya, Asatya, Aparigraha, and Brahmacharya. See all the 5 points of Yama. Now comes to Niyama. Niyama का है Sucha, that is purity, Santosha, contentment, Tapa, endurance, Swadhyaya, self-study, and Ishwar Pranidhana, that is devotion and dedication. Third comes to asanas. Asanas, one of the aspects of yoga, is important to perfect the posture and maintain flexibility of body as well as regulate breathing. Although there are thousands of asanas in the literature, the following are the major asanas practiced nowadays. First is Surya Namaskar or Sun Salutation, Halasana or Plow, Matsyayasana or Fish, Sarvangasana or Shoulder Stand, Paschimottanasana asana or forward bend, Bhuja asana or cobra, Shalva asana or locust, Dhanu asana or bow, Ardha Matsyendra asana or spinal twist, Kaka asana or crow pose, Mayurasana or peacock pose, Pada Hastasana or standing forward bend, Trikonasana or triangle, Padmasana or lotus pose, and Sirhasana or headstand. Now comes to pranayama. The term pranayama is derived from the Sanskrit term prana, which means vital principle. Prana is life. Prana is very often misunderstood as breath. Prana stands for the manifested life energy which expresses itself in the various psychological functions such as perception, that is prana, excursion, apana, digestion, vyana, circulation, samana, and thoughts, udana. Professor Aruna Goel classified the pranayam into 8 kinds and calls them kumbhakas. Kumbhaka means retention of breath. Kinds of pranayam, first 8. That is Surya Bhedana, Unyayi, Satkari, Shitali, Basrika, Bharamari, Morcha, and Plavlini. Pranayama has 4 movements. Movements of pranayam. In breath, that is puraka. Retention after in breath, that is antara kumbhakara. Out breath, dichaka. And retention after our breath, that is bhaya kumbhaka. Next comes to number 5, that is pratyahara. The term pratyahara consists of 2 words, that is pratik and ahara, meaning denying the senses of their food by controlling senses from rushing towards the object and thereby control the mind. 6 is dharana. और आपका प्रत्याहारा, प्रति जोड़ आहार, आहारा मीन्स क्या, फूड, आहार जो हम लोग कहते हैं, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट इज नंबर 6, दैट इज धारणा. धारणा इंडिकेट्स ब्रॉड बेस्ड फील्ड of attention that is inside the body and mind, which is usually understood as concentration. Mind is supercomputer. Mind is full of tremendous potentialities. It is used properly. It can bring peace and bliss in life, which its proper use can create a wheel in life. There is a need of understand the true potentialities of mind. The basic idea of dharana is concentration of mind on one object and its field. It deals with the development of the ability and endrawn mind to focus and concentrate on a sacred object. The Lonavala Yoga Institute describes there are 5 elements of dharana. Elements of dharana, that is bhuvo dharana, varini dharana, vashnari dharana, vyabhavi dharana, and nabho dharana. Next comes to the 7th point, that is dhyana. Dhyana referred as meditation. It's continuous contemplation or concentration of the sacred object. Meditation is to be achieved like a lamp, that is steady mind in the absence of flickering wind, that is wavering worldly thoughts. Swami Lokeshwarananda 1995 defines meditation as thinking deeply with deep concentration. The Gita says that it is hard to control the mind, just as hard controlling the wind. Next comes to the samadhi. The 8th point is samadhi is the quiet state of blissful awareness. It refers to an experience of transcendental state of balance and deep spiritual absorption. This is the individual internalized experience. Further, it is state of super bliss, joy, and emerging individual consciousness into universal consciousness. Union between Jivatma and Paramatma. Realization of God is the ultimate achievement of human birth. Samadhi is in Sanskrit term for the state of consciousness induced the complete meditation. Etymologically, the term comes from the sam means together or integrated or towards and the to get or to hold. Thus, the result might be seen to be to acquire integration or wholeness or truth, that is samapati. Samadhi can also categorized as love with laya samadhi, that is latent potential level of samadhi, Savikalpa Samadhi, that is initial temporary state of full valued Samadhi. Nirvikalpa Samadhi, highest transcendent state of consciousness. Sahaja Samadhi, only the truly enlightened can be and remain spontaneously free. Mahasamadhi is a term often used for this intentional departure from the physical body at death. Now comes to the benefits of yoga practices. Professor Baswareddy, Director Moraji Desai, National Institute of Yoga, New Delhi, summarizes the benefits of yoga in the following aspects. First comes to the psychological benefits. First is the Socratic and kinesthetic awareness increase, mood improves and subjective well-being increases, self-acceptance and self-actualization increase, social adjustment increases, anxiety and depression decreases, and hostility decreases. Next is pulse rate and respiratory rate decreases, blood pressure decreases, galvanic skin response, that is GSR, increases, EEG, that is alpha waves increases, EMG activity decreases, cardiovascular efficiencies increases, musculoskeletal flexibility and joint rate of motion increases, gastrointestinal and endocrine function normalizes, immunity increases, pain decreases, endurance increases, energy level increases. Now spiritual benefits are pride and knowledge. Psychological and spiritual benefits. Moraji Desai, National Institute of Yoga, conducted a study on the effect of yoga practices on management of techno-stress in computer users. A quantitative approach using psychoneurophysiomotor functions. The result of the study were as follows. Significant positive differences found in computer hassles between the participants of experimental group and control group. Significant positive difference found in the general stress level between. Significant positive differences found in the occupational strain related parameters like psychological strain, vocational strain, and physical strain between the participants of the experimental group and control group. Significant positive differences found in the parameters related occupational role like role overload, role insufficiency, and role ambiguity between the participants of experimental group and control group. Here, write it down please. General stress level between the participants of experimental group and control group. Between the participants of experimental group and control group. Okay. Significant positive differences found in neck, shoulder, back and wrist pain between the participants of experimental group and control group, and significant improvement found in self-care among the participants of the experimental group. Okay. Other preventive and curative effect of yoga and asanas. The National Health Service, that is NHS in England, employing more than 1.5 million staff and treating over 1 million every 36 hours, the staff of the NHS faces a huge challenge. As a result, every year healthcare professionals suffer from a variety of mental health and musculoskeletal problems, costing the NHS 2.4 million every year in absences. Then Simon Stevens, head of the NHS, designed a well-being initiative that included yoga as a part of the major drive to improve the well-being of NHS staff. Numerous studies have demonstrated yoga's efficacy in addressing some of the common issues faced by the healthcare staff, including depression, lower back pain, and metabolic disorder. But it can also improve efficiencies at work and encourage greater compassion towards patients. Kaushik Halder and Rameshwar Pal in 2014 found that Ashtanga yogic practices improves the anaerobic capacity, joint flexibility, and muscle strength. Evidence shows that the regular execution of these practices provides the practitioner with more physical flexibility, muscle strengthening, increased vitality, delineated psychological stress, and reduced cardiovascular risk. Yogic techniques are known to improve one's overall performance and work capacity during yoga session. The postural maneuvers are executed without repetition and are connected to each other by passages that establish links between the exercises in a sequence. Yoga is not only a discipline to be practiced by saints or spiritual aspirants, but also has a relevance to the spirit of military activities. Arendit Bushing et al. Summarizes that yoga may well be effective as a supportive adjunct to mitigate some medical conditions, but not yet a proven stand-alone curative treatment. Larger scale and more rigorous research with higher methodological quality and adequate control interventions is highly encouraged because yoga may have potential to be implemented as a beneficial supportive adjunct treatment that is a relatively cost effective, may be practiced at least in a part as self-care. Behavioral treatment provides lifelong behavioral skills, enhances self-efficacy and self-confidence, and is often associated with additional positive side effects. Next is asthma. Studies conducted at yoga institutions in India have reported success in improving asthma. One study of 225 patients with asthma found that yoga resulted in improvement of cure in 74% of asthma patients. 74% cure. Okay. A study of 46 adolescents with asthma found that yoga practices resulted in a significant increase in pulmonary function and exercise capacity and led to fever symptoms and medications. Patients were given daily training in yoga for 90 minutes in the morning and 60 minutes in the evening for 40 days. इतने में ही लोग ठीक हो गए. Next comes to the pulmonary function. Rob examines the yoga's effect on lung function in healthy volunteers and patients with chronic bronchitis and asthma. In healthy volunteers practicing yoga, there are reported improvements of various parameters of lung function with breathing control techniques, specific postures and relaxation techniques. ऐसे ही आपका मैं जस्ट पॉइंट्स ही बता रही हूँ. अस्थमा, पुलमोनरी फंक्शन, कार्डियोवास्कुलर एंड्योरेंस, इसके लिए भी योगा कितना ज़्यादा क्या बोलेंगे उसे लाभदायक है ना, मीन्स कितना ज़्यादा बेनिफिशियल था वो हम यहाँ देखेंगे. नेक्स्ट इज द हाई ब्लड प्रेशर. हाई ब्लड प्रेशर वाले पेशेंट के लिए, डायबिटीज़ पेशेंट, मूड चेंज एंड वाइटलिटी, ये सारे चीज़ योगा से होता है. अगर आपको ज़्यादा ही एग्रेसिव हो, आप कुछ टाइम के लिए आप योगा करो, ब्रीदिंग करो, मीन्स टेक अ डीप ब्रेथ, आपका सारा एंगरनेस चला जाएगा. इंसोम्निया, योगा एंड ब्यूटी. योगा एंड ब्यूटी मीन्स योगा करने से चाम फेस आपका पूरा एकदम ग्लो, नॉट ओनली फेस द बॉडी, आपका बॉडी पूरा ग्लो करने लगेगा. योगा एंड मेंटल हेल्थ. मेंटल हेल्थ के लिए तो योगा बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट है. योगा से मीन्स शांति, अभी हम लोग पढ़े हैं ना, मेडिटेशन और ध्यान, ये सारे चीज़ शांति मिलता है. आप एक बार ट्राई करके देखिए. इवन ये सिर्फ ना पढ़ने के लिए नहीं है, ये हमारे बीएड के कोर्स में दिया गया है, बट ये सिर्फ हमें पढ़ने के लिए नहीं है, जानना है कि क्या है और कैसे करना है, सीखना है, बच्चों को भी सिखाना है, खुद भी इसे ट्राई करना है, खुद भी कोशिश करेंगे. आप ज़्यादा नहीं, आप जस्ट 20-21 डेज ही आप करके देखिए, आपको फिर आदत हो जाएगी इसकी, एंड यू विल सी द बेनिफिट्स ऑफ इट. ओके, आज हम यहीं तक रहने देते हैं बेनिफिट्स ऑफ योगा. पॉस्चर्स और आसन्स बचा हुआ है, ये मैं आपको नेक्स्ट टॉपिक में दूंगी. ठीक है, यूनिट 3 का बहुत ही लेंदी है इसके सिलेबस, तो मैं इसे पार्ट 1 पार्ट 2 में डिवाइड कर दे रही हूँ. पार्ट 1 इज दिस पार्ट, यहाँ पे आपको बेनिफिट्स और उसके कंसेप्ट, नीड, ऑब्जेक्टिव, ये सारी चीज़ मिल जाएंगे. एंड पार्ट 2 में आपको पॉस्चर्स एंड आसनास वगैरह मिल जाएंगे. ओके, सो as you all know, if this video is helpful for you, please like this video and subscribe my channel. और thank you for your support. 7,000 plus already reached, 8,000 होने ही वाला है कुछ टाइम पे. बस ऐसे ही सपोर्ट करते रहिए. If this video is helpful for you, then please like and subscribe and share also. Okay, thank you for watching.